Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So over the course of my channel, I've received several comments from fellow scrappers saying that they've had to pass up on larger appliances and electronics due to the size of their vehicle. What I have behind me is a dishwasher. I often find these on garbage day, and before I had my truck, I too had a smaller vehicle, and I did get frustrated that I could not put the entire thing inside of it. However, there are definitely goodies on here that you can easily get off at the curb, so you can at least get some items better than nothing and definitely not passing up on some easy money makers. So what I'm going to do today is about a 2 or 3 minute challenge to see if I can get, or how much things I can get off of this in 2 or 3 minutes. I do also want to take this time to address a question I had from a beginner scrapper, and that was, which common tools do I take out on garbage day? And there's about 6 or 7 that I always take out. Luckily, now that I have a truck, I can easily put stuff into my vehicle. I can take it apart at home. However, sometimes you do not have that option because you are racing against either the garbage men or fellow scrappers, so you don't want to take or waste that time. But if I have the time, definitely I'm always going to keep certain items. Number one item for me, a hammer. If something is stuck, easy to bash it off or break it off. That's definitely a good thing that I can use. I always have a knife or side cutters, something that I can easily cut wire with. Sometimes you have items that just, taking as much of that cord off as you can if the item is too bulky, or you do not have or if you have a full truck sometimes like I do. So side cutters or a knife. I always have a pair of vice grips as well as some screwdriver set that I have right here that has different ends to it. And it's got, and this is just a Mastercraft bit set, driver set. These obviously I can hold onto the nut easily to grab onto, and this is obviously the screwdriver set. As well, something else that I have really come to like and use often is an L-key security set. This is just another Mastercraft item, but I have found a lot of times there will be on certain items, manufacturers will put bolts on them that have almost like a star in the middle of it to prevent people to get in due to hazardous risks or dangers. And this set right here, just to show you, they're just like an Allen set with holes in them, different sizes. This was very inexpensive. Actually, all of these items very inexpensive, but definitely something I have had to use on the side if I want to quickly take apart a motor from a washing machine or something like that, because they often use either security sets. Sometimes your microwaves, for example, have 3 or 4 of these bolts on there, and easy to take off in or on curbside. So, as I said, hammer, side cutters, and knife, vice grips. I have my, as I said, driver set with screwdriver ends. As well, I should also mention a pry bar of some sort. This one has always come in handy. Use this often. So I'm actually just going to pretend that this is curbside. Just going to look at this dishwasher again. Pretend that I have a small vehicle. The first thing I want to do, so I'm looking at the time here, so 3 minutes. Just going to open it quickly. First thing I'm going to definitely take out are these racks. Okay, there you go. Just quickly reef them out. So these are actually going to be, they're coated with plastic, but these are going to be tin shred at 8 cents a pound. So these are very heavy. If you have time, there is also some bolts here or doors. I just pull these tracks off. This is actually going to either be steel. Sometimes it is stainless steel. So definitely a magnet. That is another thing, I'm sorry, I also put into my thing. So that is going to be some more tin shred. On the bottom, I'm not going to look at this right now. The first thing I'm going to do is just turn this over. Here are my goodies. This one has 2 small copper motors here that I have, as well as some tin here. The first thing I want to do as well, look at this beautiful yellow brass here. So this actually if I can, just screw it off. That's sometimes why I also have the vice grips to take it off. This right here, already, this is a beautiful piece of yellow brass. Look at that, I've already scratched it. There is the yellow brass. So this right here is going for $3.30 a pound, easy money maker. There's also going to be a couple motors here, and I'm just going to look at the first two on the bottom. Just going to, again, look at, I could use a bolt, but I'm going to just quickly try, if I didn't have my ratchet set or any of my screwdriver set, see if I can hit it off with a hammer. There you go, look at that. So there again, here's my side cutters. Here's my first little motor. Watch this, just gonna pry this off for you, just to show you the nice copper inside of that. Look at that. There is some really nice #2 copper, as well some tin shred here, but this copper right now is going for $3.50 a pound. Okay, this one I could also cut off, but there is just a hose here that I could also just reef on, see if I can get, but I actually have a little bit more time than I thought, so just gonna actually use a screwdriver. Here we go. It is a little warm in here again, but let's again pretend how fast I can go here. I got a couple minutes anyway. So a magnet as well. I don't like to leave a mess on curbside, so I definitely want to make sure as well I pick up the screws. Okay, but here we go. There's the other one. That's 1 minute, I think. Okay, again, it's off. Now I just gotta hit it off with a hammer. There we go. And I have a small hose here. There we go. Here is another giant motor that has the copper in there, just like the other one. And again, as I said, the side cutters come in handy because there's always some really nice some really nice wire. And this wire right here, I'm just gonna grab and go. And again, this is just for experiment purposes. I will further scrap this later, but just want to quickly show you this wire is what we call 60% copper recovery appliance wire. It all has copper inside. You can see, reason we call this 60% is because it has one coating of plastic and copper inside every strand. So this is actually going for $1.87 a pound right now. So there is some good stuff here, a little bit of tin on here. This little relay box will have a little bit of silver inside of that, but some really nice 60% appliance wire. I also have right here the motor. Now that I've kind of taken it out, I'm actually just going to use my knife. And again, keep in mind, there are different models of these. Obviously, some of them are not as easy as this, but now that I have my motor that I've hit out, maybe I could actually just open that door. Okay, there is plastic, but this right here is stainless steel. And again, the reason I'm using this one is some models are different. This one had 2 motors on the top. Some of them will have a larger motor right on the top of this instead of both here. So again, this could have had a motor on it, very easy to take out, but there is stainless steel in that fin. And again, the door, if I can take the door, I would, because there is definitely going to be some really nice wire here, okay? But going to get this last piece here, just using my ratchet set again. Where is that piece? 1 minute. Okay, just getting this bolt out of here. Okay, so a common place where you can actually find copper motors as well, a smaller one. Some people don't realize this, but this here is also a copper motor. There is a little bit of copper in here. Get all this wire that I can. Okay, so there we go. This has a little bit of copper in here. I actually just take a saw, I will cut that out and feed the number 2 copper out. There's not much, but it's definitely better than nothing. And I'm just gonna quickly as well, because I'm on the topic, I could probably get this frame right here with a couple screws. Again, very quickly, just make sure that I get all the screws. I don't just throw them on the ground. There we go, and here we go. So I have this piece too. It's definitely better than nothing. Some more tin shred. And just from this now, if I had the means, obviously I would try, I'm gonna put safety glass on, but let's see if I can rip the door off. I don't think I can, but we'll see. No, I can't. And that's okay. But that is just to hopefully answer that question. 3 or 4 minutes it just took me to break as much of that down as I could. Unfortunately, yes, if you do not have a large vehicle, you cannot bring the whole thing in. I have also seen some people have battery-operated jigsaws or sawzalls that have a steel blade on them. Obviously, that would definitely cut through this. But again, it depends on how much you scrap, the availability of items. But again, hopefully that answered that question. It was a quick demonstration. Obviously, I will further strip this down and divert as much of this away from the landfill as I can. But again, if you have a small vehicle, please, for your sake, don't pass up the entire thing. There's always going to be goodies on there that you can take. And again, some common great tools that you do want to go on garbage day with, as I said, hammer, some type of knife or side cutters, pair of pliers, a pair of vice grips, some type of pry bar, a very easy to use screwdriver set, an Allen key set, security set that I have. Again, this one I found very useful, as well as a magnet. A magnet, definitely tin shred, awesome item, but it's also a good way to know if something's brass or copper, because those are non-magnetic, or aluminum or stainless steel, which are all higher value and do deserve a little bit of time that you definitely don't want to pass up on. So hopefully that answered that question or those comments. Again, get that scrap. Happy scrapping. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.